evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is Texas Biker Radio, late night, October 30th. It's Friday night, guys. I know there's a lot of people out and about, but, hey, those of you that are, you might have the effects of the cold weather that are snuggled up to your computer or your television set or however you're watching us. Welcome. And as the chat line gets populated, good evening, Ironhead, Brain Damage, how are y'all doing? And I'm doing good. It was a beautiful day here, I'm telling you. It was a beautiful day. A high was about 67 degrees, sun shining, clear skies, just as blue as everything, and a great day for a ride, that's for sure. That's for sure. And we'll kind of stall here a minute, just chit-chatting a little bit while we get some more people online that are viewing. And if you guys would, you either like or share our show, and it helps get more subscribers. And so, anyway, we're all about things that we had said over the past couple of days. And one of the things for sure, I went on live on Facebook today at Sons of Liberty Riders MC while I was in my truck doing some errands. And, I reiterated about Joe Biden and his family being compromised, meaning they are susceptible to being blackmailed. And just think about that. We've got a whole family, and there's more of them besides them, like the Clintons, that run around the world collecting billions of dollars, $2 billion, as to be a matter of fact, that was in the Clinton Foundation. And, where'd that money go? Where's it at? What's it being spent on? God knows. God only knows. But you see, these families are now compromised, and they are susceptible to blackmail. Just think about that. China owns the Biden family. The Ukraine owns the Biden family. Russia owns the Biden family because they've been given money, and guess what? They expect something for it. Yes, they do. It's not just giving his son a job and throwing cash at him. It's throwing cash at all of them. And they will expect something in return if they don't get it, if they don't have their way. Guess what? They're in serious trouble. They could have investigations of their own in that country. Oh, yeah. They could turn over the evidence. That's for sure. That's for sure. That's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I'm saying. And let me continue. Matters Workshop, how are you doing? Jamon Rooney. Jerry, how are you doing? Yeah, you guys, glad to have you back. Glad to have you back. And, just think about that a bit. And if you have a mind to, go to Sons of Liberty Riders MC on Facebook and find that video where I'm speaking from my truck. Share that. Share it. The people out there need to know that the guy that they're voting for is compromised. They need to know. And, I just found out tonight there's about 5 or 6 states where you can actually go and change your vote. Yeah. I didn't know that. And, Minnesota is one of them. And I think Michigan is another one. Just think about that. The people that last week were saying, oh, my God, I want to change my vote. Well, you can actually do that in about 5 different states. I'll find out which ones they are tomorrow and post it. Yeah. So that would be right after, that would have to be after the Trump train ride and then after OG's party. And so that's what I'm saying. It will be posted this weekend, the 5 states where you can actually change your vote. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? That thousands of people go in and changes their vote. But let's discuss the news of the day. And really, it's not being covered much in the media. But to me, the news of the day is in Michigan, the governor and the state attorney general limited access to Trump's rally in Rochester, Michigan, to 250 people. There were thousands that had traveled to Rochester. There were thousands that waited hours and hours and hours at that facility, only to be turned away by their government, by their state and local governments. Now, I would be one pissed off son of a gun. I mean, I would be one teed off motherfucker. Is what I would be. And I would be doing everything I could do to make sure those buttholes never get reelected. I'm talking about their governor, and I'm talking about their DA or attorney, state attorney. Yeah. Those people need to go, and people like them, they need to go. They need to be gone. But you know, there were thousands of people outside that gate, and I'll be damned if you know, what would Antifa do? What would BLM do? What would all these nuts up here do? They would charge the gate. Yeah. If you tried to do that to them. Don't you think? And those people tonight, that's going on in Philadelphia and other parts of the country, and Oregon. Oregon's every night. Every night. This is going on. But you know, we do think, and there's many people that are thinking that this stuff up here is actually helping Donald Trump. Yeah. Because as you can see, there's people out there screaming in the streets every night, banging drums and all that kind of stuff. It's going on every night. It's insane what we have going on. But I would say it's insane in Michigan too. And I know we have a couple of guys on there that are from Michigan, some guys on the chat line. And so, yeah, they and you know they're probably better judge of what's going on in Michigan and what what's being said by the folks in Michigan. But man, they've got these places locked down. They're, you know, if you tune into the media, or if you go to the printed media, or anywhere really, media on the internet, it's COVID, 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 COVID. And yeah, there's some spikes. There's one out in El Paso, but just think about this, guys. It is on the border. Mexico has been having a problem. And there are a lot of people in Mexico that have dual citizenships. In other words, they're living over there on the cheap. But when they need to be taken care of, they come back across the border. So you would have to believe that if things are bad in Mexico, then you know, hey, they're coming here to get taken care of. I haven't read that, but I'm sure that's a part of it. There we go. Let me do some reading here real quick. Okay, Ironhead, you are getting ready to go on lockdown again. This is in Michigan, right? Let's give you a chance to answer here. There is a little bit of a delay by the time I read it, by the time I say it, and then by the time it pops up on the chat board. So he'll answer it in a minute. Yeah, but that's, I mean, yeah, he said that's right. Good Lord. You know, the thing about it is, let me see, it was Michigan, it was one of the other states the other night. You know, California come out there and said, you've got, if you go to a restaurant, you've got to keep your mask on while you eat. Yeah. But these people don't realize, and we discussed it last night, what they're doing to their city budgets. And especially these places where these people are at. They don't realize it. Or they do realize it and don't give a damn. Because they're going to have to increase the taxes in these cities to pay for all this mess. And you can bet that's going to happen. You can bet that's going to happen. And, you know, they're already doing it here, and we don't have any of this mess going on, or not much of it. And, you know, they're already wanting more, like every school board does. And like there's signs out here all over the place, you know, pay our teachers, pay our teachers. Give us a better product. How about that, teachers? That's what I'm saying. Because judging off of what's going on here, the product they're putting out of the public schools and the colleges are nothing but little jerks, hell-bent on hating their race and hating their country. They think they're victims. They think they're victims. They're not. They're prima donnas. Their parents have made prima donnas out of them, my opinion. And there's quite a few of these people that are marching around the streets. They don't have anything else to do because they're taken care of by mommy and daddy. I promise you, I never had that kind of upbringing, that kind of help. I've been on my own since I was 18. My parents didn't raise my children. That's the truth of it. Nowadays, we know so many people, so many grandparents that are taking care of their kids' kids. And that's a pathetic thing. And it happens more than you would believe, and across all ethnicities. You got blacks that are taking, the elderly blacks that are taking care of their grandkids. You've got whites, Latinos, all of them. With exception of maybe the Asians. With the exception of maybe people of Indian descent. Yeah. You can look at those two groups and find that those family units stick together. They really do. They really do. Yeah, it's Ironhead here. He's saying, she's killing Michigan, but her husband runs wild up north and does whatever they want to do while everyone else suffers. And that's a shame. And the people in Michigan ought to be just mad as hell. They ought to be just madder than hell. And people where their restaurants, where their businesses are being destroyed, while the larger businesses like Costco, all these other businesses, huge businesses like many of these Buc-ee's that out across the nation, any other travel centers that are like them, they're just free to run wild. And I was in Costco the other day, and you know what? they're okay, but there's a lot of people that are just not going to do what Dr. Fauci and them want them to do. And Dr. Fauci says, we're going the wrong way, we're going the wrong way. Dr. Fauci needs to get off of CNN. And he did say another shutdown is not a good idea. He did say that. I know here in Texas, they're going to play hell to shut it back down again. They're going to play hell. Nobody's going to put up with it. Nobody. And I'm surprised people in these Democratic-run states, I'm surprised they do. Really. What you need to do is if your restaurants or bars or whatever decides they want to shut down, you need to get out there and support them. That's what needs to happen. Get out there and support them and raise hell. Because this is what these people do nightly. And they're having their way. They don't obey any curfews. They don't obey nothing. They're out there doing exactly what they want to an extent, unless they set a fire. That's the truth of it, guys. Brain Damage says, Dr. Fauci says whatever the people that are interviewing him pay him to say. Dr. Fauci is a rascal. Dr. Fauci has been accused of stealing patents. And, we do believe that he hangs around to make sure his name is on some of those patents of those new vaccines that are going to come out. Yeah. He's got a voice because CNN will give it to him, MSNBC will give it to him, and I'm sure Fox News would. I don't know what has happened to Fox News, but that lady that's on in the mornings, the blonde-headed lady, at 8 o'clock, I forget her name, but she is a lib. I promise you. She is a lib. We can have good news, like on the economy this week. She poo-pooed it. Said, well, we were so far down, it's going to come back, roaring back. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that we were far down. It's the fact that it has come back. And that's with all these blue states that are trying everything they can do to wreck their own economies in those states. And they don't give a damn that the people there in those states might be suffering. And especially since Nancy Pelosi decided she didn't want to have checks go out, stimulus checks go out with Donald Trump's name on it. Yeah. She didn't want to do that. So they kept putting a bill forward that they knew wouldn't get passed. That's where we're at. We got a bitch that is keeping people from getting much needed money, whether they be black, whether they be brown, whether they be white, whatever. She doesn't give a damn. She's okay. They haven't missed a paycheck. Matter of fact is they've enriched themselves over decades of being in office. I promise you, Nancy Pelosi and her husband have gotten filthy rich. Dianne Feinstein, her husband, have gotten filthy rich. While these people are in government now, making them deals, everybody, making them deals. Yeah. There's a reason Starkist tuna is in American Samoa. Yeah. So, yeah. And you can go down the list on these people. Maxine Waters. Yeah. There's a piece of work. Lives in a $6 million home, not in her district. Nah. Her district is, well, full of poor folk. But they'll step up there and vote for her every damn time. It's unbelievable. I think this time she has a challenger. And she may actually lose her seat. We hope they do. I sent that kid some money. Yeah. Okay, Ironhead said, Popeye, it's getting so bad in Michigan. My job at the BASF chemical plant is coming to a crawl. Everything closing and laying off. Our economy in major, I think it's their economy's in jeopardy. You know, I do believe that. You can only stay closed, shut down for so long before it starts affecting everybody in your state. Everybody. Significant other says, bikers come to the aid for their own, so why isn't there some sort of population representation for blacks in the biker world? As an example, biker clubs. You know, that significant other, that's probably a good question. Many biker clubs don't get involved in politics if they think it has anything to do with politics. But they do need to come to the aid of not only our community, and they do that. They do come to the aid of the biker community when people are in trouble. We do it here all the time in Texas, all the time. Now, do we go outside our community? Yes, sometimes we do. Do we do it enough? No, we ought to do it other than Christmas. When you go outside the community, other than Christmas. And, you know, it's all biker clubs and independents is what it is, yeah. So, you know. But Ironhead, you know, we're going to pray for Michigan, man. They certainly need some help. But, you know, it's going to be up to you guys in that state to throw those people out of office that have been doing this to your state. And that's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. I mean, you take a look at New York; it's a damn ghost town. And if you look at that, on YouTube, the German in Venice Beach, go look at some of his videos of the homeless. Now, I admit that if I was homeless, that's where I would go. That's where I would go because the weather is a lot more pleasant in Venice Beach than it would be like Michigan or New York or some northern area. The Venice Beach is tolerable weather-wise, and even I guess, you know, if you're gonna live in a tent, you might as well live on the damn beach or close to it. And that's basically what they're doing there. So they're probably coming to Venice Beach from all over the West Coast. I wouldn't want to live in Seattle. It rains there too much. Oregon the same way. Yeah, just too much rain. No wonder they're all depressed. No wonder they're all out in the streets every night. Just saying, everybody. And I've been up to Seattle a lot, but when we were doing aircraft work on the 747, 757, and the 767. Yeah. So, yeah. I always thought Seattle was an odd place to build an aircraft company because all the damn rain. Just my opinion. My opinion. Yeah, I'm the same way, guys. I hope everybody's job, that the company they're working for, especially if you're making pretty good money, that it 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 continues to thrive. I know here in Texas during the shutdown, and we're just about 90% open now. There's not anything that's a mandatory close down. Even the bars are open. But even when the shutdown was going on, we still had plenty of people that were still working. There was no shortage in essential services. And it didn't take much to be an essential service. But some places were not considered an essential service that were. So go figure. But even during our shutdown, everybody was doing their thing. But I can tell you right now, they're not going to go back to a total shutdown here. There's just no way that's going to happen. And President Trump is right. We can't let the problem be worse than the cure. I guess that's the way that's said. We can't keep things shut down indefinitely. We can't. And especially when you got jerks in the Congress, they're hell-bent on making the people suffer. And I'm talking about Nancy Pelosi and her gang. Yeah. Anyway, see, a judge in El Paso shut them down again. How's that work? What did they shut down? I didn't see that one anywhere. They shut down the bars. That's interesting. I didn't see that in any of the news today. So anyway, we'll find out about that one. We'll find out about it. I mean, we've got some guys here on the chat line that are out near El Paso. I don't know where they're on right now, but we have some guys out of our club, our newest chapter. They're out in El Paso, or near El Paso, about 80 miles out. They should know that. Oh, do you think they went back to full shutdown? Brain damage, is that the people that are in the hospitals? Are they people with dual citizenships coming across from Mexico? Do you think? That would be interesting to know. I didn't find it today. But I don't know that they would report that. They don't. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff they leave out in the news. A whole bunch. Okay. With the new coronavirus cases soaring and hopeless hospitals at capacity, a Texas judge issued a shelter-in-place order that shuts down non-essential businesses for El Paso and the surrounding areas. That's interesting. That's the first I've heard of that brain damage. You brought the news to us right here. Wow. So they're back in shutdown. Are the people there going to put up with it? Do you think? Those that are scared will. I got a flu shot. I got a flu shot the other day, and then about a day later, I started running a temperature, just a what they call the mild temperature. So I got to thinking, where have I been? You know, who have I been around? That kind of stuff. But you know, I took a heavy dose of aspirin that went away. So I will continue doing the things we do, like tomorrow's rally or tomorrow's Trump train in Burleson, Texas. Yeah. Okay, he's saying, I saw people are picking up people on the border bridge in ambulances and taking them to hospitals. There we go. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Jerry, I agree. All that's crazy, especially since the death rates are down. But, you know, I think Trump is right about one thing. These doctors have got a better handle on this, about what to do, so your chance of survivability is a lot better. Yeah. I do believe that. Like I said the other day, these hospitals and these doctors and nurses, they perform miracles every day. Every day. Yeah. Okay, you guys, we've got a ride to do in the morning. I've got several things to do before I crash. And let me look at one more thing here real quick, just to kind of see what's going on. Nah, it's nothing any good. Yeah. Everybody have a good evening. We'll be back on if something happens that we think you need to know really quick. And, you know, we'll go on live tomorrow night from OG's house party, where we will be meeting the neighbors. So we'll see you then. That'll be interesting, and we'll see you Monday night for sure. Have a great evening and ride safe, everybody. Ride safe. Bye-bye.